Hello world, welcome to another episode of Polar Opposites with Big T and Cool Hand Phil. That's the PO Show TV. Phil, how are you, sir?
I'm doing better than some of these coaches around the country, Terrence.
Man, you said it right. You know, we talked the other day about coaches on the hot seat trying to figure out who was going to be the first to go. We didn't see these two coming, and we're talking about in the college ranks. Steve Sarkisian out west in USC, fired by athletic director Pat Hayden, and then you come all the way out east, and the old head ball coach Steve Spurrier decides to step down at the other USC, University of South Carolina. Phil, question on the table is, which one of these universities is in dire straits of finding a coach? Which one needs to find a coach first?
I would think the USC on the West Coast would need to find a coach quicker because, you know, you look at South Carolina where Spurrier was, that was not a winning program before. And I think the resources there don't really match up the same as it does out in Southern California. So Southern Cal, they have national championships, but they haven't had, you know, a big name coach. They haven't had big time success since Pete Carroll left.
Right.
You know, you had the debacle with Orgeron wanted the job, didn't get it. Lane Kiffin got fired after 2 or 3 years, whatever it was. Now you have a coach being fired because he's showing up to games and practice and pep rallies drunk. So Spurrier, I think that program, it's not as important to find a big name guy because I don't think the fans expect as much out there.
Sure.
So I think USC, they will have an easier time, that the USC on the West Coast will have an easier time finding a coach because of the history of the program.
Sure.
And I think it's more important to them and their fans that they find someone quick.
Yeah, that's I kind of agree with where you're going on it, but let me show you something a little different twist on it. I think USC out west, they don't really need to worry so much about the head coach spot as much as they do, and you heard it here first, the athletic director. Pat Hayden's hand has been in all of this. I mean, you fired Lane Kiffin on the tarmac. He couldn't even get a bus ride back to his car. You fired him right on the bus at the airport. So you've had two pretty ugly, pretty public coach dismissals in recent years. And at some point, you got to ask yourself: is it the coach or is it the athletic director?
Yep.
When I look at USC here on the East Coast in South Carolina, you know, I thought it was interesting that Spurrier said, "Let's be clear about one thing: I'm not retiring, I'm resigning." And with that ugly loss at Georgia, they may have an opening sooner than anybody may think. Mark Richt might find himself in the unemployment line, and don't be surprised if Spurrier steps right in. Because again, let's be honest, Spurrier's announcement of his resignation was unexpected out of the thin blue sky after an embarrassing Georgia loss. So, hey, stranger things have happened. He may have got a call from Georgia's athletic director and said, "Hey, I got a dream job for you down here at Athens." And we already know they get some of the best athletes the Southeast has to offer.
Yeah.
And with Spurrier's coaching capabilities, he might be able to take Georgia to that national championship level that they should have been, you know, over the past 5, 6, 7 years. But we'll see how that shakes out. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hey, stay tuned next time when we talk about the undefeated teams in the NFL. Is 5-0? Really 5-0. Hey, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Good night, folks.